screaming fights, scathing put-downs, and oh, so many furious tears. Fans are pretty sure that Elise Wims takes the crown as Hell's Kitchen's biggest ever villain. From the very first episode of her first season, Elise showed who she was and how she was going to play the game. She started out strong when she won a point for the red team against Chino for her signature dish.
The scallops are cooked perfectly.
Thank you, chef.
The miso is so strong, and it doesn't really sit well. Well done, Elise.
But her mood changed when the women lost the challenge overall, and she had to take part in the resulting punishment.
I put points on the board, and I'm still mopping. That's right, I won.
Elise blamed Krupa and Carrie for sinking the women that day, and continued to argue with them both throughout the first dinner service. Unfortunately for Elise, she messed up both the timing and the consistency of her first risotto, or as Ramsay called it, rice pudding, causing Gordon to stop the chefs from cooking and Krupa to take over.
You're gonna have Krupa replace me? I'll kick Krupa's ass with a blindfold and a broken arm.
When Carrie was struggling with scallops, Elise showed her initiative, or should that be dominance, by taking over the fish station. Unfortunately, instead of impressing Chef Ramsay, this undermining move infuriated him.
I got a six-top dying for the appetizers, and you're cooking fish.
I'll put the spaghetti up.
You, off, sit on the chef table.
Diners walked out, the kitchen was shut down, and all that was left was to argue about who was at fault.
Your scallops came back more than twice, and I offered to help you on the fish station because you can't cook fish.
In fact, the only side of Elise that wasn't revealed during the first episode was the crying. And during her time on Hell's Kitchen, there was a lot of crying.
Stop crying. Bounce back, Elise. Look, she just shakes her head. Hold on. Cry time?
No.
I need everything moved out. Oh no, come on. No, don't do that to me.
From week one, Elise had established a reputation as being a terrible team player, and many viewers were quick to give her another label as a bully. The main target of her complaints during season 9 continued to be her bitter rival Carrie, who annoyed Elise by simply existing.
She runs around the kitchen like a chicken with her head cut off, breathing and all that. I'm frustrated with Carrie. I hate her.
While the pair never actually came to blows, they seemed to come close a couple of times.
Everyone
you don't have to yell at me, I'm right
You better
here.
get out of my face.
They also seemed to find it impossible to work together. During one challenge when they were paired up, Elise insisted on taking over completely.
Elise cooked every one of those steaks. Every one of them.
0 for 2. Not impressive at all.
When her confidence exceeded her abilities that day, there was clearly just one person to blame, and it wasn't Elise.
It was Carrie's fault. She was just standing there bitching and complaining when she should have been serious about the challenge.
Elise was comfortable sharing her opinion of Carrie with the rest of the team, and didn't realize that they didn't necessarily agree with her.
I mean, even just to look at her makes me want to sock her. She gets on my last nerve, and I get along with everybody.
While Elise might have felt that she was respected by her teammates, they saw things very differently. When she found herself up against Carrie and 2 of the blue team for elimination, Elise had a suggestion that might help Ramsay make his decision.
If you ask my team who they'd rather see leave between me and Carrie, I'm sure the answer will be Carrie.
Her smug smile was quickly wiped away when all but one of the women stated clearly that they would prefer her to leave. Both of the women were saved that night, but Elise took a valuable lesson away from the moment. As always, it wasn't her fault.
Everybody hates a winner, and I learned tonight that I don't have any friends in the house. They don't know who they with.
Throughout her time in Hell's Kitchen, Elise demonstrated her bad attitude and negativity regularly and was accused of bringing down the mood of the entire team.
Today, my positivity level is extremely high, and I don't have any patience.
She was determined that her voice would be heard, though the rest of the red team soon seemed to feel that they didn't need to hear any more of it.
When no one else would step up and I did, was I an individual?
One time, Elise.
Shut up!
It was not one
Shut
time.
up for 5 seconds!
It wasn't just Elise's teammates who had quickly had enough of her bad attitude in the kitchen. By week 4, sous chef Andy had clearly reached the limit of her patience with Elise's condescending and confrontational response to criticism.
I'm here, you're here. Get it straight. Hello?
I heard you.
You're so disrespectful.
Whatever.
You need to calm down.
I am calm. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're always talking back to me, and you don't need to talk back to me.
And when Chef Ramsay was on the receiving end of her back chat, along with being pointed at aggressively with her tongs, he too was quick to shut her down.
If you think I'm going to tolerate your big fat mouth by talking over me every time I'm trying to tell you something, I'll kick you out here and now.
As well as complaining about everyone's performance but her own, Elise developed a reputation for undermining her fellow contestants and taking the credit for their work when Gordon was pleased.
It was my idea, chef.
Whatever. She wanted all the limelight on her.
And when Chef Ramsay wasn't happy, she would quickly pass the buck, even if she had to tell a quick lie to cover herself.
I did not
Tommy
score
stood
them. I
right
brought them
over
for you.
there
I
in
didn't
front
score
of me
a damn
before service
thing.
and scored and basted them.
No, I did not score them, and I'm not lying.
Throughout the weeks of the competition, Elise's performance during both challenges and services was inconsistent. But that wasn't the biggest hurdle she was facing. According to Chef Ramsay, he highlighted her arrogance as a big issue.
You have a problem with your ego. You don't like taking orders. It's your way or the highway.
Gordon was also concerned throughout her time on the show that her lack of respect for others, combined with her apparent selfishness, meant that she would struggle to lead a brigade.
Your biggest problem is you can't work with a team. Elise, you have a bright future in this industry as a customer.
Despite these issues, Elise managed to consistently survive elimination ceremonies, even though she holds the record for the most nominations in one season, with her total reaching 7. In week 12, Elise found herself competing with Elizabeth and Jennifer for a black jacket, even though she delivered a strong performance in service. She managed to fight her corner once again, and tearfully accepted the final jacket on offer, though she had always believed that she deserved one. 2 weeks later, Elise found herself facing a fishy problem, and used very fishy behavior to get out of it. From her very first attempt, the fish station was a problem. Sometimes the salmon was undercooked.
Touch the skin. The skin's soggy. They're cooking it on the bottom, not the skin.
Other times, it was overcooked, with burnt skin on the bottom.
Look at the state of that. Dry as
Her next tries were just as bad and had to be thrown away. The delays were so long that Ramsay broke his own rule and sent out food to half a table of hungry diners.
$30 dish, you take it to 0. This is embarrassing. One New York strip, one Wellington, left the kitchen 14 minutes ago.
Teammate Tommy noticed why she might be having a problem. She wasn't using her stove correctly.
You're on medium heat right now. Turn it up. You're searing seafood.
Tommy, just take it over.
Instead of accepting advice, Elise trashed more badly cooked fish and failed to adjust her cooking temperature. Ramsay warned her that he'd waited long enough for the salmon, and her next attempt better be perfect. It wasn't.
Not pink, raw. I'm done. Leave me alone. All of you, off out of here.
It was time for Elise to dig deep and get scheming. Will and Paul were invited to finish the service alongside Ramsay, and when they returned to the dorms, Elise put her plan into action. Though she accepted that she would be nominated, in order to save herself, she tried to get political.
I need to use what I got to get what I want.
I promise if you will defend me to the end, I will have your back.
At the elimination ceremony, Gordon asked the men to name the weakest chef, and they did.
Solely based on cooking, chef?
Pure cooking.
I think Elise is a stronger cook than Jennifer
Are you
is.
serious?
Despite Elise making the most mistakes ever by a black jacket during service, 17 errors compared to Jennifer's 8, Elise managed to maintain her place in Hell's Kitchen. As she attempted to make it to the finale, Elise's scheming continued. When she was at the pass, she had the highest possible standards for the food leaving the kitchen.
Is this for real? Look at it. It looks like it's been chewed by your dog. I need another sea bass the right way. Get it together.
Those standards seemed to slip when Will took control.
Why would you put black pepper in the friggin' potatoes?
Sorry.
Are you deliberately trying to f me here
No,
or
that
what?
was an accident.
Will couldn't understand the series of unfortunate mistakes and instead suspected sabotage.
Why is there raw pasta in the spinach?
Let me do it over.
Yeah, I would love for you to do that spinach over, please.
Unfortunately for Elise, her determination to make it through to the final wasn't quite strong enough to get her there. She made it down to the final 3, but when Gordon revealed the faces of the finalists, hers wasn't there, and it seemed she couldn't hide her huge disappointment. Ramsay called her forward to say goodbye and congratulate her on her toughness.
I've never met anyone so resilient in all my years as you. You're Teflon. Well done. You should not be in tears now.
It was finally time for Elise to walk out of Hell's Kitchen's doors, and she was looking forward to a bright future on the other side.
After Hell's Kitchen, I am prepared for any obstacle that comes my way because nothing can be harder than this.
She returned the next week when she joined Paul's team in the Blue Kitchen, working closely with her nemesis, Carrie. They managed to put their feud to one side for one evening and successfully helped Paul to win the competition overall. As they celebrated his win, Gordon had some final words of wisdom for Elise as she moved on from Hell's Kitchen.
Take this and run with it. Now really go with it. I mean, seriously, just stop being such a bitch.
Elise left Hell's Kitchen in 2011 and celebrated by hosting viewing parties at the restaurant she worked at as an executive chef. She served up tapas and a signature cocktail called the Red Team Pucker to friends, family, and visitors as they watched the show. She admitted to getting tearful as she watched her own elimination during the 2-hour finale episode, along with her family. By that time, viewers had developed some pretty strong opinions about Elise, and it's fair to say that she wasn't very popular. Despite the fact that Elise didn't make it to the finale, she seemed to receive more attention than any other contestant from season 9. She was quickly named one of the most hated contestants ever to appear on the show, with bloggers, journalists, and social media users finding plenty to write about her, and it was almost all negative. Some even suggested she had been kept in the competition purely to add drama. The other contestants also had plenty to say about the experience of working with Elise. Carrie, in particular, suggested in an interview that Elise had been raised by wolves. Elise didn't let any of that get to her. Instead, she focused on the positive reaction and praise from her thousands of new online followers. And she suggested that the other Hell's Kitchen chefs weren't easy to work with either, and needed to toughen up if they wanted to succeed in the industry. She also pointed out that women in the industry need to use their voice, an ability she certainly demonstrated during her time on the show. Elise had a theory about why Chef Ramsay had saved her during so many elimination ceremonies, despite how fiery they got. She thought Chef Ramsay recognized many of her personality traits and her passion in the kitchen as similar to his own, and labeled herself the female version of Gordon. One thing was for sure, when Elise left the competition, she wasn't planning to go back to her old life. It was time to start her own business and focus on a TV career. The business came first. Rebranding herself as the Diva Chef, Elise offered personal catering services across Pennsylvania and went on to cook for members of the Pittsburgh Steelers and hip-hop groups. She also wrote and self-published a book called From the Diva Chef with Love. In 2014, Elise made an appearance on season 1 of Food Fighters, a reality cooking show that invited professional chefs to cook against a talented amateur. Elise was challenged to make chicken wings with dipping sauce, and won her round. A year later, Elise took part in another reality show, Après Ski, where a team of concierge staff arranged luxury ski vacations in Whistler. Once again, Elise found herself in the midst of fallouts and arguments with the rest of her team. After appearing alongside her for 5 episodes, they complained about her bad attitude, selfishness, and confrontational style, and were openly relieved when she was fired from the show. Sound familiar? During this time, Elise's personal life wasn't running smoothly. She went through a difficult divorce while caring for a young son, and she turned to fitness for mental release. As well as taking up running, Elise hit the gym and started lifting weights. She soon took up competitive bodybuilding and took first place in 3 categories in her first competition, the Natural Pennsylvania Championships. Her new interest in health and fitness led to a new business focus, nutritionally balanced weight loss. Her company, Muscle Meals by Elise, promised healthy, prepackaged gourmet meals that could be paired with personal training and health coaching from Elise herself to help clients achieve their diet goals. In February 2017, life was looking up for Elise when she got married for the second time, becoming Elise Harris. But there was even more exciting news to come. Yes, Elise was headed back to Hell's Kitchen for season 17, All-Stars. What could possibly go wrong? In the summer of 2017, Elise joined 15 other former Hell's Kitchen contestants who had made it to the Black Jackets during their season and wanted another shot at the prize. This time, they were competing for a head chef's position at Gordon's brand new Las Vegas restaurant, which came with a $250,000 salary. Elise confidently strolled into the room, and her reputation had preceded her.
Elise!
Who? The most hated Hell's Kitchen contestant of all time.
If Elise noticed the frosty reception, particularly from season 9's Jen, she didn't seem to notice.
I'm still the same Elise who really doesn't care what people think. It's okay. You can hate me.
Once again, Elise started the competition strong when she presented her lobster signature dish.
Lobster's cooked beautifully.
Thank you, chef.
Elise, it's the second 5 of the night.
And once again, she refused to take part in the punishment the red team was given when they lost overall, despite the fact that it involved lifting heavy weights.
Not all the weights in the world can prepare you to try to take apart bleachers and stuff. I ain't Bob the Builder.
Unfortunately for Elise, her first week didn't end as well as it started. During dinner service, she was on the meat station, and her New York strip was so undercooked, Chef Ramsay pulled her team into the pantry to discuss it.
Can you get your shit together?
Yes, chef!
Quick!
Declaring herself the bounce-back queen, Elise wasn't worried. Perhaps she should have been, as her second attempt didn't go any better. Ramsay once again called the team to look, but this time the meat was overcooked. He was furious and felt the diners deserved an explanation from the women themselves.
Take these to those tables and apologize. Now!
I honestly wish the floor would open up and just swallow me up.
Gordon wasn't prepared to give her another chance and asked Giovanni from the blue team to coach her on cooking the steaks.
Don't cry.
Slice one.
Don't cry. Come back.
Come on, we can bounce back. Look at me. It's your, look at me, okay?
Finally, Elise managed to get a steak past Chef Ramsay, but the damage was done.
I deserve to be nominated.
I don't think that you deserve to go home. I think that you have more to show.
Elise was nominated against Amanda, and both argued that they had more to offer over the coming weeks. Chef Ramsay seemed to agree.
You guys are the best of the best. I brought you back for a reason. Hell's Kitchen's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
Deciding not to judge the chefs on that night's performance, Chef Ramsay made a shocking decision, saving both women and eliminating Ben from the winning blue team. Even though she was nominated a couple of times, Elise made it safely through the next few weeks, though her relationships with her teammates were no better than she'd managed in her previous season. In week 7, one relationship in particular began to deteriorate further and led to another monumental Hell's Kitchen feud, Elise versus Michelle.
I really don't know, Michelle. Sometimes you are nails on a chalkboard annoying.
After being called out for doing the least work during a cleaning punishment, Elise was irritated at her teammate. That turned to outright hostility when Michelle nominated her later that day for the Cook for Your Life challenge, saying she wasn't a team player.
I came here, I tried to be nice to people. I'm not playing nice no more. She better hope I go home tonight.
Elise didn't shine during the challenge, but was still angry that she had been chosen by Michelle, and she couldn't hide her emotions.
What's wrong?
Nothing, chef.
Well, clearly something's wrong.
I don't think I deserve to be up here.
Elise had done enough to stay in the competition and couldn't wait to share the great news back in the dorm.
I'm extremely excited that I'm safe and I'm ready to go and rub it in Michelle's face.
A furious Elise started an argument with Michelle and refused to let it drop, frustrating the other women.
You thought it was gonna be that easy?
Why is this happening?
I don't know.
Get used to this face.
Your crying face?
She was more determined than ever to bring Michelle down, and didn't care who she upset in the process, because she was so sure she was going to win.
Let the games begin.
I'm coming for you, so you better bring all that shit every fucking day.
I don't need no friends. I got plenty of friends at home. And I can have more friends when I win this $250,000.
The other women continued to struggle with Elise, who was confrontational with all her teammates. She refused to accept that her behavior was a problem, even when it led to further nominations.
She fights with everyone.
I haven't fought with anybody in the kitchen
You
except...
fight every day with people in the kitchen.
That's a lie.
In week 12, it was time for the final 7 chefs to fight for 5 black jackets, and Elise was feeling confident.
I've been bringing my A game, and now I'm going to turn up the heat. The black jacket is mine for the taking.
The first challenge was called Taste It Now, Make It, where the chefs tried to recreate one of Gordon's dishes. Elise struggled to identify the correct ingredients, and it appeared that nerves got the better of her.
Describe the dish, please.
Okay, I made sea bass.
2 of the possible 5 black jackets were awarded, and Elise didn't get one. For the second challenge, the chefs had to choose ingredients from a selection laid out under silver domes. Elise and Michelle had their eyes on the same protein.
Let's go.
Get off.
Damn it. Okay, veal chop, that's fine. I'm not here to argue with Elise. If she wants lobster, that's fine.
Unfortunately for Elise, that lobster came back to bite her. When it was time to present her dish, a poached lobster tail with Parmesan rice and asparagus, Chef Ramsay immediately pointed out a rookie mistake.
Oh my God.
So it's got its shit sack there. And that's the poop sack that you do not want to crunch on.
He refused to even taste the dish, which gave Michelle something to smile about. And when she went on to win a black jacket for her dish, that smile got even bigger. While Elise congratulated her through gritted teeth, it was down to the final challenge, and there was just one more black jacket on offer. Gordon gave the remaining chefs total freedom to cook anything they wanted, which seemed to leave Elise with too many options.
Elise looks confused.
Look at her, she's just staring. You need to be doing something, Elise.
She seems upset.
Yeah, her last round was super bad.
Elise finally got to work, throwing her potatoes in the Vitamix, which the other chefs immediately called out for being another Cooking 101 error, as it gives them a gummy consistency. Would Chef Ramsay notice? Of course he would.
Filet is not medium rare, but it is tender. Love what you've done with the seasoning. Mashed potatoes taste a bit strange.
Her dish wasn't good enough, and she was eliminated from the competition, though Gordon allowed her to keep her jacket, the one she'd been hoping to lose. She seemed to accept that his decision was fair.
I should have gotten that black jacket, but I guess you could say the pressure got to me a bit today.
Robin won the final jacket and headed upstairs to join Michelle, Nick, Millie, and Benjamin as the final 5.
I knew it! I knew it, baby!
Yay! Elise is gone. There's nothing more I could ask for in this moment.
But that wasn't the end of Elise's time on the show. She was one of 8 chefs who returned for the final dinner service, which was a tough competition between Michelle and Benjamin. Surely she wouldn't end up cooking for her nemesis. Yes, she would.
I'd rather Benjamin had picked me to be on his team because I probably would have given 250%.
That was clear from the very beginning, when she was the only one not taking notes during the menu meeting.
Do you mind writing all this down so you have a checklist?
I really don't want to be here right now.
Once she got into the kitchen to start prepping, her attitude didn't improve.
Did you
You
get
don't
this?
know what rude is
Elise,
because that's
Elise,
how you are.
Stop, please. Do not engage.
You stop. You're the
you-
one causing the frustration in here.
Yeah, set up your station. You're good.
I'm setting up my station for the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th time. You're causing yourself frustration.
Despite a few issues along the way, Michelle was happy with how her service went, and Elise didn't cause her any major problems, despite some of the other chefs voicing concern about possible sabotage. It was the moment of truth, and Chef Ramsay asked Michelle and Benjamin to wait behind the iconic Hell's Kitchen doors, before Michelle's door opened and she stepped onto the balcony as the winner. The crowd below jumped for joy, and Benjamin accepted loss with grace. Elise, on the other hand, didn't, and was seen crying when she realized that her arch-enemy had won. As the season ended, Elise gave her final thoughts on Michelle's success.
I really don't have anything to say right now. I didn't come here not to win.
When Elise returned to Hell's Kitchen, she was fully aware of her reputation, and it seems she chose to embrace the villain role once again. Her popularity with viewers, or lack of it, remained the same, with polls regularly naming her the most hated contestant of the All-Star season. While she shed tears during her elimination, most viewers had a very different reaction to her leaving the competition. When the finale finally aired in January 2018, Elise took to social media to thank her family and friends for their support. She shared her pride at being invited back by Gordon for a second chance, and reminded her fans that failure is not fatal, and it's the courage to continue that matters. Elise got straight back to work, promoting herself and her business, Muscle Meals by the Diva Chef, by inviting her fans into her home via YouTube.
Hey, it's your girl, the Diva Chef, and welcome to my kitchen.
She continued to encourage her clients to transform their bodies, their health, and their lives through exercise and nutrition. Elise also frequently popped up on TV as a fitness expert, often demonstrating high-impact workouts as well as healthy eating tips.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you 5 of my favorite exercises. Something that you can do as a circuit, because you know how I feel about circuits. You love them? Love them.
She clearly enjoyed her time in the gym, and as well as lifting weights to stay in shape, she often shared her advice on creating a healthy day-to-day lifestyle.
The Diva Chef is back with some simple swaps for mac and cheese, pasta, and more. That's next.
Elise became increasingly comfortable in front of the camera, and even took an occasional turn as a presenter on the shows she visited.
I am here because I'm gonna tell you how hot or not it's gonna be today.
Well, I mean, I think hot speaks for itself.
While she built her TV career, Elise continued to work hard on her own body, and clearly followed her own advice very strictly. When it came to her role as a mentor to her clients, it's safe to say she wasn't interested in excuses for failing to properly follow her programs.
Yes, I always tell my clients, they say, well, what ratio is workouts and nutrition? I say 100% and 100%. You need to give 100% to your workouts and 100% to your nutrition.
In fact, any of her clients who are struggling to find childcare while they hit the gym might expect sympathy from the busy mother of 2, but they wouldn't get it.
I can't tell you how many of my clients that have children say that they find it hard to work out and balance having children at home, especially if they're stay-at-home moms. Yeah. And I'm always telling them, incorporate your children.
Elise continues to expect nothing but 100% success in everything she does, which no doubt boosts her performance in the bodybuilding competitions she enters. She may wear the crown for the biggest villain in Hell's Kitchen history, but she's picked up a few more along the way as a successful businesswoman, TV personality, wife, and mom. And we're pretty sure she doesn't care what anyone else thinks anyway.